but let's talk to Kuno. Mr. Everett's helping me find my gun. Can I just make that as a loop for me? Mr. Everett is helping me find my gun. Mr. Everett is helping me find my gun. Mr. Everett is helping me find my gun. I'm a little sprinty boy. Look at me go. Look at my legs go. Running with a crowbar. Everyone thinks that's fine. Nothing to see here. Oh, I didn't do this stream. I mean, Sun's in bed already, but...
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with...
for you. Cat, you're still with us? Oh, good night. Good night. Have a lovely sleep. The murderer is the butler.
Box has no faith in your psychopathic
Perfect.
manipulations.
Sleep. I hope you have a good sleep, Cat. That also reminds me, though. You're a trooper. You're a trooper, though. When I was like 13 or 14, somewhere about 12, 13, 14, I got invited to this girl's party. She was like one of the sweetest human beings I've ever known. Like just a very, very gentle soul. She reminds me of like Mandy Moore, like a young Mandy Moore, just that kind of like beautiful innocence and like always upbeat. I don't know much about Mandy Moore, so it's probably like not the right analogy for anyone who actually knows anything. But she invited me to this party at her family's house that was like a murder mystery party. And this was like, for me, this was like blowing my mind. I'd never done something like this, but it was, yeah, you know, murder mystery where you get this little, like, you get a character, you have like, here's your motivation. But, and then it was like kind of like a scavenger hunt throughout her house for clues and stuff to try to figure out who did it. And she did tell us, she was like, it will be one of you guys, like somebody did it. But you won't know until like the party when it gets like revealed. And so I was like very excited. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait. This is gonna be super fun. She apparently is legitimately that wholesome. Yeah, I was gonna say she has that vibe. That was this girl too. Like just this huge, wholesome, like resonating quality to her. Really? Joyce gives you 100 real on day one if you ask her? I was tempted to, but I was like, oh, no, I don't want to appear needy. But I was needy. Cricket. Hello. Welcome. You're here for my weird story about... Although I always I don't try to, but I tend to very much get Cricket on tangents because I'm too chatty in his chat too. But anyway... I was super excited to do this like murder mystery thing. I was like so keen, and I was like hyping myself up, but we hadn't been assigned the characters yet. We were gonna get them like a week ahead of time so we could like prepare and wear our little costumes or whatever. And I was like, oh man, because even at that point in my life, I was watching like Poirot and like Holmes. I was reading, like, I just love mysteries ever since I was really young. So I was so stoked and ready to play some like 1918 countess or something. And we get the roles, and I was the butler. And I remember just being like just kind of like put out, because I was like, I'm the help? Like, I was like, that's going to be so boring. I'm not like a main character. I can't really like, I was also like, I'm going to have to stay silent the whole time because that's what butlers do. They just stay silent. They only speak when spoken to. So I was like really taking it to heart. But I also was like annoyed because I was like, oh, the butlers are never the detectives. Like I kind of had that mentality in my head. I was like, they're just like a witness. They're just like the person who sees something, you know? And my mom was the one who actually was like, Rusalka, like, don't be upset. Like, everyone knows the butler always did it. So back then, my mom was like, don't worry, honey. You get to do the murder. It's like trying to cheer me up. Like, don't be upset. You get to be a murderer. I was not. I actually was not the murderer, but I still think I didn't like register that at the time that my mom was like just trying to cheer me up by being like, no, you are going to be involved. Don't worry. And like was making a joke because I didn't know that like joke. I didn't know that trope of like the butler always did it. So in my head, I was like, what? Like, really? That makes this a very easy to solve mystery if it's always the butler. But like the idea that my mom was like trying to cheer me up as a child by saying, don't worry, you will get to commit a murder. Kind of tracks, honestly. Anyway, Cricket, how are you doing? Well, I'm not gonna, you're an adult. I'm tired of telling people they should be in bed. You guys make your decisions. I'm gonna talk to Kuno. He's a heckin' mess. Yeah.
You missed a good show before. A kid came by and completely fucked the tree to pieces.
Oh yeah, that guy that knocked down the body for us, Measurehead. Oh sweetie, you'd make the best murderer. Don't worry. You can picture Revachol just so distraught because you can't. I still remember how like upset I was. I think also because I had gotten into my head that I was gonna get to like really dress up or something, which is ironic because now I wear suits. Like I love wearing suits, but back then I was like a little girl wearing like an awkward suit and tie, and I remember I had a little towel I put over my arm, but I just felt like it was boring. I think that was it. I just felt like I was like a boring character. I remember I had fun though. I remember I like warmed up and had fun. I don't remember what the murder was or anything like that. The only thing I genuinely remember from this party, besides my whole like sentiments about being the butler, was this family had tragically, like, their house had burned down. Like they had a fire. It was like an accident or something, like electrical fire or something like weird. They all survived. Everyone was like fine. But so they had just moved into this like new house that year, and for this murder party we were like walking around in the dark and they gave us candles to like walk around with, and I just remember my friend's mom very distinctly saying something like, okay kids, but like please like be very careful with the candles because as you know we had a little like oopsies with fire and our old house burned down. And I was just like, and you're giving us candles, miss? Like I was like, I don't know about this, Mrs. Mrs. XYZ. Like, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we can just give us some torches. We don't need to have candles for authenticity. But luckily, yeah, nothing burned down. But I just remember that. I remember that really stuck with me.
He fucked the tree up. Fucked it good. It was porno.
All right, stop using the K word. It belongs in the past. It's not, wow. Don't you mean desert? I don't think any of this is gonna go well, so I'm gonna let you all vote on what you think I should respond to this. But I don't think number 2 is the way I want to go. You wish you had the foresight to tell cool people in your school years how cool they were. I kind of wish I did too, but all the people I thought were cool at the time have mostly turned out to be absolute train wrecks of human beings that were not cool. Here, I'll let you guys vote on this real fast before we have an ad break coming up, but let's vote on this real fast. So, sorry, you're not going to get much time to decide. But option 1, 2, 3, or 4, I want to see what you all think I should say. I'm not going to say 3. I'm just going to throw that out there right now because I don't want to be racist. I don't want to be a racist cop. Looks like number 1. And I know, Kat, you said number 4. I'm gonna say number 1 though, I think it's not gonna go well, but I'll do it when we get back because we're about to have that ad break, so it'll give us a nice thing to look forward to. Trying to tell off Kuno, who's not gonna take it seriously at all. But yeah, this will be the last ad break I think of the stream. We'll go for a little bit longer, maybe 30, 40 minutes longer, somewhere in there. Please take care of yourselves. I'm gonna refill my drink. Be sure you get some hydration. If you need to go to bed, like Kat, I know you're sleepy, go get some sleep. But otherwise, I'll be back in a little bit, and we'll play some words on stream in the meantime. Demeet will hate it, but that's why we do it. So, if you're here for a feet stream, you'll be disappointed. I'm gonna be the very best. My mom, she told me not to eat the Pokemon. I said, that seems like a good idea. We gotta put it in the theme song because people have been confused about that lately. This is what you wanted, chat, right? This is what you wanted. Our engine runs on mistakes here. Uh-oh. No! I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to actually hurt somebody. Where's she going now? You know? Oh, you moonwalk. You're fast and slippery. I shouldn't say things like that. No, chat, don't chat. Chat, we talked about this. You're not supposed to give me away so fast. Like, you gotta like lead in with like, oh, she's a great person. Like, she like gives to charity and occasionally commits crimes. Like, you gotta like soften the blow. My bloodlust cannot be satisfied. What? You know what? I'm on a murder spree. Come on. Kill that man, step on his head so it looks like an accident. Look, it's better to go to jail than to die at my hands, I would think, right? I was trying to be all cozy and like comfy for this stream today, but yet I default back to my old ways. Fuck the Aristocats. He broke his legs. I broke his legs. But truly, honestly, don't eat the Pokemon. I'm gonna be the very best. Like no one ever was. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. I'm a cool kid. Right? I mean, look at me. Do I look like a cowboy person? Pew pew, shoot my guns. Howdy. Howdy, partner. Chat, tell me I'm cool. I'm bald. My dad's a scientist. He kills people. I'll pack a chainsaw. I'll skin your ass raw. And if my day keeps going this way, I just might break your fucking face tonight. I don't think this is good, is it? For the sake of this drawing, I need to know your credit card numbers and the that little 3-digit code. And the expiration date too. Just for the purposes of this drawing though. It's important. You hear how sticky it is? I'm so excited for Rice. Say you love me or I'll kill you. It got a little weird. I need to speak with your manager. These are not the droids you're looking for. I gotta give him a little razzle dazzle. That's what I give. Let me prepare myself mentally and emotionally and physically. Oh, Dark Souls time, how I hate this game. Oh, you came out of nowhere, I didn't expect to see you here, sir. Oh, Dark Souls time, it's the time of year we hate. I'm rolling around on the ground sometimes because that's the only thing I know how to do. It's a terrible time. This man has got some shields. He's got another friend, and everything is great. My girl wants to bury bodies all the time, bury all the bodies all the time. Doesn't fit quite as well. Bananas and pajamas, they slowly poison you. Now don't go wasting my precious time. Uh-oh. Do you ever just feel like sometimes you just need like a really good think and you just feel like climbing down in like an old abandoned well somewhere where like no one knows you're there and just sitting in like the darkness for like day and night with not really much food and like a very small supply of water just so you can like, you know, really think about things.
In an old abandoned well.
Yeah, you know. It was sincere. It was. I am gonna legitimately miss Clarence after I stab him and let all the air empty out of him and commend his soul into whatever balloon hell exists. Because you know Clarence isn't getting into balloon heaven. Not with the life he's led. No. It's straight to balloon hell for Clarence. Forget this haiku. It's not about that one time, with all of the blood dripping from my hands, feeling their body grow cold. It's not about that. Hope it was fun with the haikus. Oh, hey! So there's a guy. Wendigo, see ya! He killed somebody. There wasn't that blood there before, was there? Was there blood there? Uh-oh. I have a lot of sugar coursing through me right now. I feel like I could fight someone. You better watch your back, because I'm fucking up your program. And if you're stuck up, you just locked up. Next in line to get fucked up. Your best bet is to stay away, motherfucker. It's one of those days. I should not have sugar. Oh my gosh.
Timber.
It's it near
Oh,
me?
no.
Oh, good.
Oh
You fucking ass! I brought, my contribution was bread that was filled with broken bits of glass. And you think I'm kidding. I'm not actually kidding. I just got destroyed by a ghost demon creature with no legs that crawled out of the toilet. But look at me prance. I make decisions sometimes, look. And sometimes I just like randomly dip my hands into chemicals. And it doesn't always have the best effect. Normalize calling foods flaccid. It is very coconutty. That's why yeah, it's true tragedy, right? To be good at something that you hate. Sorry, I got a little distracted because I was catching up on some messages. I was a little worried since my mice came today and I wasn't there. I like arranged with the animal room manager like yesterday about it, but I was like a little worried that there could potentially be some sort of issue. And one of my lab mates was like texting me a bunch and I was like, so I went and checked it, but it was something, she got a Pikachu donut. So we were just talking about a Pikachu donut and I got a little distracted. I'm so sorry. I guess we're going to say number 1, stop using the K word. It belongs in the past. Yeah, so I'm assuming my mice are okay, but who knows?
Can't tell Kuno what words to use. Fucking kipped.
He imbues the last syllable with a special kind of joy. I've got to name each one? No, that's a bad decision. It will absolutely make things better. I actually usually name them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or whatever many numbers I have. These ones, I'm only getting 6 for this one. But yeah, usually I have them numbered. That's it. What is this? A word museum? You want to belong to a museum, Kuno? With the old people? Looks like it does have a place in the future after all. Which one should I use? I think both of these are viable options. All right, let's see. I'll let you all vote. You think number 2, Mac? Well, you can vote for it here in a second. So do we want to say number 1 or number 2? Cast your votes. Make your decisions. Mac, let me know if you aren't able to vote in time, and I'll just like add it to number 2. But if you're able to vote, let me know. Please. Sorry, I'm being a little demanding. You did. Okay. You're probably the only one who voted. But okay, what is this? A word museum? You want to belong to a museum, Kuno? With the old people?
Fuck you. Kuno says kipped if he wants to. Kuno's dad says kipped all the time. Kipped's a cool word.
I thought we decided your dad wasn't cool.
Kipped, kippity, kipty, kipped. Kippity, kipped, kipped.
It's like a little engine has come alive on the other side of the fence. An engine that only says kipped.
I'm assuming this is like a made-up. I hope this is a made-up slur. I hope this is not a real like slur, because they did blur out and buzz out like the one that they genuinely use. Oh, my rice is done. But I do feel like I don't want to say this one out loud. They've done a good job of making a word that sounds very much like a slang. It is made up. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, I'm pretty sure all of these are like made up because they're its own world. But man, they do a great job of making you like really feel like it's like oh, it has a reason for it. Like later in the, I mean, I feel like it has a reason in real life, but extra dialogue options just for narrative purposes, even if we lead to the same choice. Yeah, I kind of like them. Sometimes though, I'm like, so this I'm assuming this would lead to the same way, like path either way. Sometimes it makes me reassured to find that out, because then I'm like, okay, I didn't need to like panic so much about that choice because it always came to the same conclusion.
Gift. All right, shut it down, see. The cunt has business to do.
He turns to you, victorious. I don't know if you should call yourself that, but I am curious. Someday I'm going to try this one. I guess it is a white check, so I can retry it. I guess we can try it, but it's probably going to fail, but I am kind of curious. Let me
Kuno doesn't
doesn't. Sorry, I cut you off there, Kuno. Don't worry. I'm just gonna save real quick, just in case
Kuno care?
something goes wrong. Okay.
He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too. This is where he hangs out. You have to get more out of him. He could be useful.
I'll allow it. I don't know why I'm allowing it to meet. I'm sure I'm gonna hate that. I am gonna just go back. I'm not gonna. Well, it can be retried. It was a retry, right? It was a white check. Nah. That was. I mean, it should be locked now, right? Was that not a white check? Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay. So like I can try it again. So that's fine. I just wanted to make sure I didn't like lock myself out of everything. It's the one you think it's the one that's the kid's name. I don't want to say it because I feel like me saying it's going to be way too similar to a word I don't like. So I'm not saying it. Hey Kuno, think you can turn the Kuno down for a moment? Let's talk like normal people. Or Kuno, listen, I know this boundary pushing thing is new to you, but it's old news for us grown-ups. Or Kuno, you must have seen all kinds of things throwing stones here. Want to help the RCM bust a murderer? I'm just gonna, this one's boring, but I think all of these are gonna come to the same sort of conclusion. But this is probably like the least annoying way to get there.
Fuck no! What are you? Fucking mentally handicapped?
Kuno, they've almost made you a snitch now.
How old is the voice actor for this boy? I know we were talking about voice actors last time, but he has like a very good, like he gets that kind of like puberty break in his voice. That was really good.
Ease off, see? Kuno always takes the bullet over the hammer.
He nods. Big boy style. Incredibly proud of himself. Big boy style is not a turn of phrase that I'm familiar with. And I have deep regrets for not being more familiar with it before this time point. Big boy style. Oh, yeah. Just imagine somebody like, yeah, basically like crossing arms, nodding, slapping suspenders, snapping suspenders. Slapping suspenders a little bit stranger. Snapping suspenders a little less strange, but still a bit strange. You know, big boy style.
He'd rather die than work with the justice system.
Fair enough. Okay, I'm off.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
You never do, Kuno. You never do. Save that again. All right. What do we do now, though? Okay, I guess, yeah. This is how, let's see. Ask Renee about the photo. I could do that. And then maybe they know something about the tattoos as well. So let's go talk to Renee. May you offer me Liverpool as my next vacation. Okay. Why, did they talk about big boy style there? What was it? Big boy style? I've already forgotten. Big boy style? Damn. How did I already forget? Renee? Oh, they're down here. My bad. I was going to the pawn shop by accident. Oh, good. I can't just go. I was like, do I have to go all the way around? Oops. Oh, I had a moment of thought, but I guess not. There it is. The spirited chirps and clicks of swallows fill the air. That was worth it. Hey, Renee.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabinier do for you?
Oh, Renee, I found your guard booth. I was like, where's my option for the... I could, but I'm gonna try this one first.
Yes, the Debardiers union pays me to stand vigil during the nights. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you.
Fair enough.
I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
He adds with a slight sigh. I was gonna say something about, I was like, Demit, you just want me to do every white check first try, like don't care what it is. You're like, white check, do it. Rusalka, do the white check. That's Demit's MO tonight. Ooh, we almost passed like a whole 2 hours in game, I think. And it's only been like 3.5 hours in real life. That's a pretty good ratio for us, considering. Anyway, my packet, Circa. Come on, Circa. Really wish you would deliver it. Anyway. You must have seen something on the night of the murder. Your booth looks right into the yard.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
Hold on. Why are you on a leave?
It's a private matter. Nothing to do with your investigation.
Fair enough, fair enough.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, sick it. A real man's man is just gonna ride it out.
Real big boy style. I know, right? I love Circa, but dang it. I like how I'm just like, now like this is all associated with Circa. No, Circa is a delight, a treat, a goddamn goddess. Through and through.
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business. It's nothing. Just got to cut back on coffee.
Yeah, I've been there, mate. So who was working your shift that night?
No one. The boss has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
He looks suddenly very old and tired.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officer. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
Is this just to give an old man a sense of purpose? Mostly decorative?
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
He tries to argue. They did, there have been studies where they showed that if they, like, put, cardboard cutouts of police officers around, Mac might know this because I learned it on QI, but if they post, they did a study that showed, like, if you have posted, like, life-size cutouts of police officers, people tend to do less crime in those areas. But then there's a point where they start stealing the cardboard cutouts. But this is only, I think this was in Britain. I don't think they tried this in the US. So I don't know how it would go in the US. But, so there is like, I know he's like not really truthfully defending his point, but there is some truth to the studies. But yeah, it is kind of sad when you're like talking to somebody who seems otherwise like, you kind of like forget their age and then suddenly they kind of like reveal just how worn out and tired they are and just how old they are. That's me. It's me frequently. I'm old.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live
No
off.
kidding.
A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Everett gets it. Big guy looking at big guy, big boy. There's also statistically significant effect of pickpocket signs on lowering amount of pockets picked. Oh, really? Because I had read something too, Mac, where like those signs also help like pickpockets figure out which pockets to pick, because people would instinctively, when reading them, would go to check like where their wallet is. But that might be like outdated because that was a long time ago I heard that. But I could see where like maybe because people are being more vigilant and like kind of like holding their valuables, it makes it better. Sometimes the censored word is voice acted clearly. Ooh. Most of them are imaginary. That's good. That's good. Thank you for the hydrate, expired sushi. Okay, so you heard the same fact. It just makes them more vigilant. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. How you doing, expired sushi? How about you hydrate too? Take a little hydrate for yourself. Multiple options, so Demi wants a vote, but let me read them first. So Everett gets it, big guys looking after the small and everyone working together. I love it. Or 2, such a dependency only weakens a man further. Do or die. There is no middle ground. That is brutal. Number 3 is Renee is but one man. We need a program. Get all the elderly back in the job market. Keep folks motivated. I mean, it's a nice thought, but it's actually kind of a terrible way to say it. Number 4, Renee should rent out his services, invest the profit, get a few more guys, expand and repeat. Wage work is a dead end. So that's a capitalist approach. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with tear collecting. It's my side thing too. Proudly hold out the tear bag. Is that all of our options? Okay, so I will allow a vote on this. Yeah, Napa Kampi. Yeah. Doing pretty good. I'm doing well. We're gonna stream like a couple, like maybe like a few more minutes. But I'm getting a little sleepy. It's only 6:30, but I'm a little sleepy and I kind of like need to do a little work before I totally wind down for the night. So I knew I wasn't gonna go like super late today. The last few Tuesday night streams, I end up like saying I'm gonna end early, and then I end up streaming like 30 minutes to an hour longer than I meant to, and then rating somebody where I like start getting like drawn into their stream, which is a great thing. It means you've rated a good person, but then it's like 8:30 and I'm like, shoot, I was supposed to do like 10 different things before stream ended. So I'm trying to be more conscious of that. So I'm like trying to say like be more reasonable about the time frame I have. I'm glad to hear you're doing pretty good. We've made some progress in this game over the last couple streams. It's pronounced like "e." Is that the right way to say it? Napakumpi? Nakakumpi? Alright, I'm gonna let you all vote. Feel free to cast your vote on which thing you want me to say. I might pick it. I might go against you. I haven't decided. I'm feeling a little sassy, a little spicy. So, vote, 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 vote. Feeling like a little problem today. There's no Y infinite. Oh no. Oh no. You guys split it again. So it's split between Everett gets it, big guys looking after the small and everyone working together. I love it. Renee is but one man. We need a program. Get all the elderly back in the job market. Keep folks motivated. You would have voted 3 but didn't have time. Okay, that's fair. That will help me decide then. I'll go with that. I was trying to like decide between the two, but no worries, Armoric. Alright, Renee's. This one kind of makes me feel terrible, but also because it's a good thought, but you don't say it like this. But arigatou gozaimasu. Renee is but one man. We need a program. Get all the elderly back in the job market. Keep folks motivated. This won't go well.
Look, officer. Can we conclude the topic of my guard boost now?
Yeah, because I was saying he's not going to be like being said that he's old, and I don't think he, as much as he likes his job, it is a charity, and I think that's hard for him to take. I saw a picture in there. You were in it. Who's the girl? This has nothing to do with the case, and yet here I am.
She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM.
You know what? That's very fair. Oh, everyone picks 1? That's fair. Well, that's... it turned out okay. It wasn't terrible.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Oh, okay. Jean-Marie Beaulieu. Got it, thanks.
Yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out keeps my senses sharp.
Okay. I was gonna say, I thought maybe that would boost our chances here. I mean, it's still very, very low. Thank you for your time. Quick save. I'll try it once, and if I fail it, I'll just
Vigilance
deal with the
officer.
consequences and
What
figure
can
out if
this
I want to
carabinier do for you?
reload or just deal with it.
As
Oh,
Rennie
okay.
turns from you to his partner and back, the medals on his chest rattle and glare. He keeps his spine straight and his ribcage lifted, displaying them proudly.
All the dialogue options checked out except for the one white check. Look, I'm just being thorough. You saw how exploring those dialogue options got us a better percentage roll for this, and it helped, and we passed. And it potentially helped us pass. There's no way to tell because I didn't do the skill check before. But either way, I've been reassured in my process, and so the conditioning is working. How many medals are there?
2. The larger one is shaped like a cross, while the smaller medal resembles the sun.
I am proud. Thank you. It's a fault. Look at the cross.
A crowned head in front of 2 crossed rifles. The medal hangs from a blue striped triangle. It's the Croix de Bravoure, Cross of Valor. The cross was the highest battlefield decoration in Suzerain's armed forces, awarded for exceptional bravery in the line of duty, in service of King Frizzle the First.
This is like... I was impressed. Yeah. Good friends with them. I actually like really have a soft spot for like veterans and people who have served, because it's something that's like I had to do. I worked in a Veterans Administration hospital for a hot minute. I did a rotation there. It didn't actually work. It was part of a residency rotation. So whatever. But I really like feel bad for the situation that many of them are in, but especially like the really old guys, like the guys who were like World War II. Now it's getting to be like Korean War, Vietnam War. But it's just, there's something about it that kind of like strikes it. So this is like kind of like making me a little bit like heart sad, even though it's a fictional thing. But anyway, look at the sun.
A small blue star inside an orange sun. It has the word Valiance written below. The setting sun was a decoration used to distinguish seasoned combat veterans in service of King Frizzle the First during the Revolution.
Croix de Bravois and the setting sun. Did you get them for...
For bravery.
He interjects. Yeah, it makes sense. That's what I was going to say. Bravery. Jesus.
I'm sure. But I know this uniform's reputation. You are also wondering if I got this for raping women or killing babies.
Honestly, I didn't know that. I don't know if that was told to me at an earlier point. So I'm going to be honest and say I don't know the reputation of anything. Don't even recognize the war.
Son, we should never forget our past. Lots of mistakes were made back then, but there were also lessons.
His voice takes on a tutor-like quality.
Forgetting those times means the mistakes were for nothing. That all those people died for nothing.
That is true. That is painfully true.
Whoa. Sounds like you're about to open the gates of conversation. This man will literally talk your ear off if you let him wander off the memory lane.
So what did you get those medals for?
For doing my duty in the heat of battle. For looking my mortality in the eye. When men like Gaston here hid in the bushes and shot themselves.
Ooh, throwing Gaston under the bus.
He saved some muddy princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his gown of velvet and gold.
Saved a princeling?
It was on the first months of the revolution here in Revachol. Unrest was spreading like wildfire. Marauders had taken most of the Couronne and were getting really ambitious. King Frizzle thought he could end it all in one decisive strike. Sent his cousin, Drisson, to put an end to the unrest. Alas, the young Drisson was all piss and no vinegar, wearing a tunic of purple velvet and cockatiel feathers to battle. Even his rifle was gold-plated, shone from 5 clicks away. Can you imagine the asininity?
I can.
Purple velvet tunic. That isn't exactly camo.
No, it isn't, Kim. Well put.
To keep the long and bloody story short, Drisson marched us against the partisans in Coron.
I need to trim my bangs. They're getting
I
a
mean
little
made
bit
us walk into
nice.
captured enemy territory, single file, like toy soldiers, while he rode in front on his giant red stallion.
At least it wasn't a white horse. That used to be the big problem.
The rebels were smart. They let us come real close before opening fire. Suffice to say, it was carnage.
Must have been a bloodbath.
I got shot in the left shoulder and went down. Just a flesh wound. But just as I turned over, the prince fell into the mud next to me. He was missing his lower jaw.
Oops.
Then his horse, driven mad by the noise and smell of gunpowder, stepped on my leg and shattered my knee.
He pats his right thigh.
It's painful to even think about.
Okay. Then what did you do?
I grabbed my sidearm and shot the beast in the head. Then everything went black.
Capitaine Arnoux, le fléau des chevaux.
The bane of horses.
I was gonna say something about horses, but I didn't know what the fléau was.
When I came to, it was all over. It was just me and Jolas Tresson, gurgling in the blood-soaked mud right next to me.
Jesus.
The dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood. But despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one.
Yeah, the game handling it is like usually more humorous than looking it up. Like, don't get me wrong, I do have very mixed feelings about like the military in general. It's mostly just like the old veterans from like World War II and like Vietnam era. Though I kind of have like I'll say right here, like I'm not a big fan of like military stuff in general. But I feel like especially during that time period there wasn't a lot of choice, especially for World War II. I mean, you just got drafted. World War I too, but I mean, like I only met like 2 World War I. I'm not that old. I didn't work in the VA during that period. I'm that old, but I didn't work in the VA during that period. Yeah, I just want to make. I didn't assume you were judging to me, but I just wanted to like clarify that I'm not a person that likes military stuff and like wars and stuff. Yeah, that jazz. But I do feel bad for the people where it's like, I don't think that's an easy decision to make for many people, and some people didn't get to make that decision. Others made it for them. And I think a lot of us can't really fully understand just how unprepared the brain is to handle that sort of stuff. And the fact that we don't have, at least in the US, we don't have very suitable like mental health accommodations for those people, and among other things that we don't have. So, you know, I just have a soft spot for the elderly in general, though. That's like, I think that's part of it too. I'd give up. I can't imagine living without my jaw. This would never happen to Johnny Lawjaw. My jaw is tight. I've been through worse. I don't know what I want to say. Yeah, exactly. PTSD wasn't a thing back then. So yeah, a lot of it was just like, get back in there, son. I mean, don't get me wrong. People did really horrible war atrocities and stuff too, but not everyone was a good person. But no one ever is. I've been through worse. Like, I don't want to say I've been through worse, but I think that's a really like callous thing to say. I'll just say I can't imagine living without my jaw.
He didn't.
Yeah.
I hoisted the prick on my back and started crawling. Kept going until the 59th Cavalry picked us up.
I was gonna say that'd be quite a thing to heal from.
Through some miracle, we both survived. And the jealous freak convinced Frissel to give me a medal for not leaving him to die in his own blood. Piece and shit.
Fair enough.
He was the commanding officer and I was on duty. Just doing my job. Shouldn't hand out medals for that. 13 months later, I received the son. for distinguished service. It's not worth mentioning.
Interesting. The music came in at a good point there.
You sense he's downplaying it. He did a lot more than his duty. More than anyone's duty. It's in his spine, in his billowing breasts, and untarnished self-worth.
Honestly, that's what I kind of thought about Demeter. I was like, blah, blah, blah. Sounds like you're being modest, Renee.
The old carabinier stands quietly like a statue, his features motionless.
What Monseigneur Modesty is not telling you is that he crawled over 7 kilometers before the cavalrymen found him and Drizant. 2 days later, that was.
Wow. Yeah, that's quite a bit.
And that even while crawling with a mangled half-dead prince on his back, he still managed to murder 3 rebels on his way.
Nicely done, Renee.
Is that pride in his voice? It's deep down, but maybe even unbeknownst to the man himself, it's there.
Hold on. You're just a little bit proud of Renee's heroics, aren't you? Or quite impressive. It's men like Renee who made Revachol great once. I'm not impressed. All those heroics, and where is he now? No, you gotta play to win. Look after you first. This doesn't seem like a good moment to express an opinion. I don't want to risk it. I'll say number 2.
Maybe, but also bear in mind, officer. They don't end this out for anyone with a service record.
He points to the sun-shaped medal on Renee's chest.
Oh no, you have to get shot repeatedly. And you need to get your hands bloody too. Really, really bloody.
Do not speak of what you know nothing about, Poltroon. Duty is something you will never understand.
Thanks for the story, Renee.
Bah! There were many such stories in those days. Many such men too. True Revacholians. Men with backbone.
Oh yes, René, yes. Men were bigger, girls were prettier, and everyone wore the fascia. Lord, please, bring those days back, if you can.
Searching for Red Riviera brings up Harju County, Harju Makund, or Harjuma, one of the 15 counties of Estonia. That's cool.
I'm not getting into this with you again. Officer, was there anything else?
I think you should be proud of that, Demeet.
You should try to come up with a heroic story of your own. Impress this old soldier.
I like how, since it's a red check, first of all, so I'm not doing that. But now it's a -2 for throwing it in the sea. Thank you for your time. That's a great spot to end this, though. So we got a little bit further in the game, though. I think we're doing okay. I was giving a thumbs up for a very long time. And I was doing scene transitions, so no one saw it, but that's fine. Let us see who is up and about right now. Got a couple people we could read. Larger than Belgium. Well, that's something. That's something, isn't it? How do you guys feel about Chrono Trigger? Is that a game you like? My camera's still not here. How about that? It's a classic? It's a classic. I think they're playing Chrono Trigger. I just tuned in and they seem to be like chatting right now, but maybe it's fine. I think they're still... I was trying to see if they were like signing off or not. Well, let's raid into them. Let's raid into them either way. We'll find out very soon if they're about to raid out or what. If so, whatever. We're raiding them first so they don't get to raid me. We're gonna go see E-Bunny. E-Bunny is living in Japan as well. I met eBunny through Cal, I believe. So feel free to copy those sub messages, raid messages. But they're a sweetheart. They're really cool, really, really fun. Speaks better Japanese than me by far. They are like a singer, super talented. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it as always. I will be back for the US friendly time zone stream, looking probably a little less sartorial at that point, a little less like a professor. But I will be back during normal streams now. Hopefully with a new camera. But either way, I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. For anyone who's having a tough time right now, just know it gets better. Stick with it. Don't worry. And my Discord is open. You can always chat with me. I'll do my best. I'm not not good always at talking people through things, but I'll do my best to listen. But anyway, please take care of yourselves. Please take care of each other. And as always, thank you so much for being here, and hope to see you again soon. Bye.